problem is never the gear.
Hmm.
It's the niche, it's your voice, it's the why.
You found the Live Local Marketing Podcast, where business owners share their knowledge about what's working in the market today. Thanks for joining the Live Local Marketing Podcast today with Daniel. Sir, how are we feeling today?
Thank you very much, Bates. It's a pleasure to be part of the community.
That's awesome. So we're going to do a little bit of background on you, and then we'll hop right into the questions and pick your brain, get all the information out of it. So Daniel helps entrepreneurs and podcast hosts grow their business. He's the author of Build a LinkedIn Profile for Business Success. He gets right to it. Like, that is the shortest blurb. I think I like that and get right to it. I appreciate you. All right, sir. Are you ready for the questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. The first one is going to be, talk to us about your first win as an entrepreneur.
First win was becoming an entrepreneur. I interviewed for an employee position. And at the end of the day, they said, Daniel, we love you very much, but we no longer have the possibility to hire you. However, we're interested, and if you gain to work with us, then we can offer you the same interest in the same job. So it was sort of accidental, but I like the people and I like the company. And that was over 20 years ago.
Are you still with the same company? Are you still doing it, working with them? You're still working with them in collaboration?
No, the company it's no longer in the market. I have a long-standing client, but that's not this one.
I was going to say 20 years would be impressive. What is it that you were doing for that company then? I'm kind of curious now.
So I moved from the beginning, very beginning, when I was very young. I was an English teacher, and I worked for a high school like for 4 years, and then I became a training specialist, an in-house training specialist for a telecom company. So finding the needs of the employees and scouting programs outside, the beginning of the internet, and all sorts of the Wild West.
Finding the needs of the employees. What does that mean?
So our style of learning is different.
Okay.
Some people like to watch videos. Some people like to actually tap into the field, or be fly on the wall in other people's meetings, or read or absorb documentation. And we often tend to think that because our style is X, then everyone's style must be that. And I will push you to this, but it's not necessarily the right thing for you. I'm actually asking, what is the way you like to learn a new topic?
Oh, me? I am, these days, I'm more hands-on. I love being able to watch a quick video about it and then do it myself.
Excellent. So going back to the question, I had to provide with all sorts of programs. Some of them would be phone training, video training, internet training, group coaching, all sorts of things that would suit the employees' needs, the client's needs.
No, that's good. That is an excellent way. And an employer probably, that was paid back volumes, knowing how to train their people faster is probably invaluable. All right, shifting gears, let's talk about a little bit about the podcast to help people grow their business. And let's talk about the budgeting side of that. Too many people believe that, like, to start up the podcast is going to be expensive. You get the mics and you get all the equipment, get all the different things. What is your philosophy on all that in regards to budgeting?
Our time is the resource that is more expensive than budget, because we could start a podcast really with an external mic you could get from Amazon in less than $100, the Blue Yeti, whatever you'd like. Decent earphones. The problem is never the gear. It's the niche. It's your voice. It's the why. If what's holding people back is the equipment, then don't sweat it.
There's a crazy stat that like 75% won't make it past like 20 episodes. Is that true? Am I close with that stat? And why is that?
Alex Sanfilippo is the founder of Podmatch. And I think in one of his lectures, he called it pod fade.
Yes. I think
many people start and think they would gain traction. And truth is, if you stay in this game long enough, then it takes you less time and you get better ROI, you build a system. When you think of the first live local marketing episode, then today I think you're sharper, you're faster, you understand better the needs of the audience, and you play better with the guests than maybe before that. But it takes, you have to actually get your feet wet. Otherwise, there is no way to build a theoretical podcast and then say, "Here I am, let's become Joe Rogan."
Do you coach your podcast people to go back and re-listen to or re-watch their episodes? A quick break before we get to that next answer, because I know that answer is going to be brilliant, which is why I chose this moment to interrupt. If you love what you're seeing and you want to run your business off of warm marketing referrals, visit our website, livelocalwarmmarketing.com. It's got valuable resources, office hours, memberships, the book, an array of resources to help you get rid of cold calls, cold leads, door knocking, and run a business you can be proud of through referrals and warm marketing. Now, back to the show.
Yes, I think it's the minimum you have to do first for the host, and really you will learn many things by re-listening to the episode, because our perception is not necessarily the right one, or it's partly the right one, but then we would be able to understand things that we didn't understand in real time. When you asked that question, I didn't understand what you meant, and it took us 20 seconds before we get it. So it's my responsibility to make sure that next time I try to listen better, or to ask a clarifying question, or do stuff like that. Many people don't like to hear their own voices, because in recordings it tends to be a bit different. But if you do it long enough, then you forget about the voice and you listen to the message, if you like.
That's great. All that great advice. Are you incorporating AI into some of your strategies? If so, what is AI?
Am I breathing, are you asking? Yes, I am. We need to incorporate AI.
That's good.
The real question is how we incorporate it without losing our authenticity. And going back to the learning style, we could use all sorts of AI to research, to analyze, and find good angles when you think about the podcast host and the episode and the topics and the audience, and think of it as your chef and not as your subordinate. No, don't just automate boring things. That's fine. That's the first layer, if you like. But try to push it to get questions you're not asking yourselves, or things you're missing, and try to make it challenge you, and it will make you sharper and better as a human being.
So when you have when you're training up these people to do podcasts as business owners, do you have them create a set of questions and have it sitting there and read questions? Or are you trying to train them to just, be an active listener and engage? Like, what is the strategy?
It depends on the podcast host.
Okay.
For many people, a loose idea of topics to go back to, or to questions to fall back to, are good. But initially, some hosts stick to the questions so much that if you ask me about something and I would answer differently, you wouldn't catch it, because you're too much focused on the next question. So I think it's not wise to be too rigid. It's great for you to know that there's a question you can ask if something happens, but active listening probably trumps everything else.
Gotcha. Or some hosts just put it off to the side and broadcast it for everybody, like this one. It's my cheat code. It's my cheat code there. So, all right. Talk to us about what are some of the strategies through cold marketing, things you can do with that podcast through cold marketing strategies to gain more audience. And then we're going to shift gears and talk about warm marketing using some of these episodes.
Excellent. I don't believe in cold marketing, so I think we can skip to warm marketing. You're the expert in warm marketing. I paid too much of a price in cold marketing to like it.
That's a great answer. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about warm marketing. How can we build our business through podcasting with warm marketing strategies? What do you got? What do you usually use?
The simplest way to do it is to think not only as of the listener to the show, but actually about the host,
Oh, okay.
because the host is the one that's having the conversation with you. So
Mm-hmm.
ask the host, would you like to be a guest on other people's shows?
Oh,
What sort of shows would you like to be on? Like
yeah.
basic networking, you've given the opportunity to speak with someone, and the easiest way for you to give back to them is to try to help them. And if they're interested in stages about local marketing or about SEO, about AI, whatever, if you think of someone, then that could be a great intro.
Yep.
And if
Yep.
you're having questions, if you're not sure about the way you need to run your networking, then if you allow me, I'd like to quote from your LinkedIn newsletter.
Yep.
If in-person meetings feel hard, fix this first. And you have a 3-step value add method. I won't read the questions here, but I advise you to check it out. It's simple and very strong.
That's really good. I've been in the last few episodes too. People hear me repeating the idea that podcasts are the new sitting down and have a cup of coffee with people. Like we don't sit down and have coffee with people anymore. We do podcasts.
That's podcasting is booming, and there's no way to know where the industry will be even in a year. More people are listening to podcasts, more formats are taking center stage, more hosts try their hand at it. So it's not a silver bullet, but it's an extension of your networking and of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. We agree completely on that. All right, let's shift gears and talk about the video marketing side of it, because I know these can be videos. All right, so let's record them like we are today. But now that we recorded it, then what? What are we doing with these things?
After watching the video itself, it could be that you would find a way to edit short blurbs, interesting 20, 30
Yep.
seconds, really intriguing passages. So, Billy, if you ask a good question, the blurb does not have to provide the full answer or even the answer itself. So you
That's
think of
good.
it as a cliffhanger. So we're talking about A, B, and C, and then you ask X, and I want to know the answer. So you cut it. And if you have more than a few, then you could release them and have shorts or have a playlist out of them. And you can use certain hashtags or decide what you'd like to do with it in local marketing or elsewhere.
That's good. So I'm using them easily on YouTube. That's an easy one. LinkedIn's an easy one. Facebook's an easy one. I'm struggling with Instagram. Do you have any advice or any insights? Because Instagram does not play nicely, as nicely as the other platforms.
I'd rather pass. My real specialty is LinkedIn and Instagram. I'm just a user, not a very smart.
You don't do it as much. Yeah. So I'm with you. Like Instagram's not as easy for these spaces. So do you also help and advise we use these in email marketing, these video clips or videos themselves, the podcasts?
Yes, because videos are many people love to watch videos instead of learning or reading a long text.
Yeah.
So having and some entrepreneurs and some hosts listen or watch the episode and say, but here, I hesitated, or here I stuttered, or here I like I had the wrong step. But that's what makes us human. If you read like a perfect person, then people will look at it and say, Billy's too much for me. This is too perfect. I need someone human. So this is part of who we are. We don't have to invent someone else.
Yeah, and AI was a totally different topic, but AI is starting to creep in on our space. So it's going to be a totally different conversation here soon. Speaking of like having it perfect and not having any of the ums and ahs and the inflections and the things that make us real, but totally different conversation. We would have a whole episode about just that, I'm sure. So when you sit down with some clients and you're like, hey, and they want to do a podcast and they want to use to build their business and they want to get out there, but they don't know their brand. How do you pull brand from them? How do you know what that podcast should be about? How do you coach them up on that?
We have a real life personality and we have a real life network. And the easiest thing to do would be to ask questions and see what we need to combine three areas, like a Venn diagram. One, really, what are your passions?
Okay.
When you have time, what do you like to do? What is your specialty? Because you'll find it a lot easier if the podcast related to that topic or these topics. And the second thing is what happens in the market.
Okay.
Is the market for that growing, or are we facing something that's declining or merging into something else? And the third is what are you interested in? You could say, I'm very interested in AI, but I don't feel I know a lot about it. And fine. Try to find a way or to define the topic that touches on all three. Something you're interested in, something that is accepted or liked in the market, and usually something you at least played with. You don't have to be an expert, but at least something you experienced one way or the other.
So here's my other thought. Or my follow-up question is, if somebody starts that way, and this is my brand, and about 10 episodes in, don't like it, would you advise that they pivot and just keep doing the show in a different way, or shut it down and start over again?
Facing the music and realizing that it's not what we thought is very important.
Okay.
And I think spending like throwing bad money or bad time after a good time is not a viable strategy. If it's 10 episodes, then either rebrand it totally with the name of the show and everything else, or just delete it and start afresh. However, if you had 120 episodes, then renaming and not killing it would make more sense.
Got it. So it really depends on the situation, how far along they've got would be how you'd advise them. Well, that makes sense. Okay. So and this is going to be a big one too, people get caught up in the downloads and the clicks and all the fun stuff with podcasts. They get obsessed about those. When I use the phrase useful data when it comes to an effective podcast, what comes to mind for you?
How much time do people listen in an episode? Do they get to the end of the episode?
That's good.
And if you think of it that way, you need to build the episode in a way that would make it interesting to stay until the end. So you would throw something there that would be interesting for people to stay to the end till the end, and it takes a certain way for you to structure the episode, but I think it's interesting.
So it's got to be interesting. All right. So what are some signs? What are some ways, some strategies to keep people along? Like, how do you advise or coach up your people to keep these podcast episodes interesting enough along the way?
So we wanted to discuss ways we could leverage LinkedIn for local marketing.
Okay.
Then I could say we can have a discussion about the way we build our LinkedIn profile, about the content we share, about keywords for us to search, and there's a fourth topic. And to listen to the fourth topic, you'll have to stay to the last to someplace.
Teaser.
But you would actually plan to discuss all four, but you find some interesting nugget that would not be revealed now, but sometime later. Or you could be more creative. You could say that if you somewhere along the episode today, we'll also share a secret URL where you could download for free X, Y, or Z. You don't say the last minute. Sometime that will happen, and randomly. Now is minute 5. Next time it will be minute 12. You make people.
Yeah, that's pretty good. There's some teasers along the way. That's good. I need to start doing that. All right, sir. I appreciate that. I love the practicality. The simplicity is always the best answer, in my opinion. So, like these are very digestible, very easy strategies you gave us today. So, if people if they want to start up their own podcast, or if their podcast is not being effective and they want to get a hold of you, how do they reach you, and a little bit about your business?
Thank you very much. DanielAlfon.com is the place to go. And I think I've been a guest on probably 170 or something along those lines. And it's always interesting to meet new people and to meet new hosts. And there's a space for your new podcast, even if you think there isn't.
That's awesome. All right, sir. We appreciate your insights and your time and your patience today. You gave us some great advice, and you are appreciated.
Thank you very much, Billy.
And if authentic, practical marketing resonates with you, be sure to visit livelocalwarmmarketing.com and learn to grow your business on warm marketing referrals.